Vikings.
Alright, you guys enjoy your free timeouts. Enjoy.
Hasu is like best Vikings player in the world. Lucio
Right wing
as well as
ban.
Abba. I mean, I
Tracer
like this,
ban.
guys. One thing you also need to know is that
Abathur.
both these teams don't
Okay.
Abathur hat.
Abba comp
Really
versus
quick play
hammer
from
comp. Interesting,
round.
interesting. Okay.
Go advanced artillery at level.
playing the URL.
Okay, we
Who's
go.
over on the other side, Baja?
We got Sidestep Kings, who are also up 2 in our best of 5 show match. We've got Filth on the Junkrat, Kyocha on the Diva, Hyde will be on the Stukov, Cattle on that Anubrak, and all the way in the bottom lane on the Sergeant Hammer, we have got Ultralisk, who is immediately saying, I don't really care about the first mid lane engagement. I just want to go ahead, siege up, and start smacking some towers with my artillery. They did go advanced artillery at level 1, which is going to increase the splash damage to 50% and increase the splash radius by 25.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to know, Ultralisk actually... Okay, he's going to be okay here. But, I mean, Murrah's kind of the hyper carry this guy, guys. Murrah and Urel are... You go? Wait, what? Did I miss it? What happened?
No, did you look at Murden's level 1? How aggressive that is?
Ooh, I mean, I like that. Because he's probably going to be jumping... Oh.
And I think he's going to do exactly what he just did. He's going to be leaping into this, into Ultralisk, consistently Masquerade with a very interesting adaptation at level 1. I love this. I love this a lot, actually.
Yeah, I mean, 75% reduction from auto attacks. A lot of value there. Pumpkins are going to be spawning for both teams here. Masquerade kind of posturing. Urel as well is going to be around. Sammy doing their camp. Masquerade posturing in here, being a bit annoying. Just looking to pressure. Diva is going to be rotating towards mid. Haswab's in the top side, going to be catching the lane. And it looks like both teams are going to be evening up the Pumpkins here. I like this rotate from Urel, though. Maska is going to get booped, but should be okay here as he still has the jump, I believe.
Level 1 Mirrored and block.
Yeah,
that actually seems pretty good. It's good against Stukov, it's good against Hammer. It's actually good against Junkrat too. That does seem like a pretty good talent here. The boop saved him? I don't think it saved him. If he has jump, nah, I'm pretty sure he lives no matter what. He had too much life there. There's just no more extra damage. They couldn't kill him. I think the boop there is fine just to add whatever damage you can get.
Third one is going to be in the
Diva can eat it. Yeah, but Diva's in the off lane, so you're getting value a lot of the time. I think it's a good choice.
Coming in with the flank, can they make a play happen?
The Pumpkins were able to walk in and actually...
You don't have to, like, you can choose when you jump too. It's not like normal block. Like, you can choose to not jump until you're, like, literally about to dive the hammer, which is probably what they want to do.
BBJ gonna get double stunned here. Should be able to just walk out though. But generally, Abathur, a hero that scales really strong into the late game, needs level 10 as well as, you know, level 13, 16 are big power spikes. And yeah, I just feel like this hammer is going to be so difficult to deal with for 30k. Wouldn't be surprised if they end up losing 2 of the altar phases here. Masquerade doing a good job zoning rotates. They could potentially look for, you know, a pick on this Junkrat in the mid lane. I'd like to see that. I mean, I'd like to see them play away from the hammer for a bit. Maybe look for a kill. Once they get that, you know, then you can kind of collapse on the hammer.
So there's a tactic I've seen some teams go into here and there, and you're saying, you know, giving things over. What teams will do is they...
Isn't it redundant with the armor he gets when he jumps? A little bit, yeah. But he gets like 30 armor. So 75 is still better than 30.
Which unfortunately they're not able to do. I saw Diva got the channel into that. But what they end up doing is they essentially give over the bottom one, and then they rotate to the right-hand side.
I mean, I think it's fine. It's just preference. I would have gone Perfect Storm. I don't give an F, but I think it's fine.
But it was too late of a rotation. Concussion Mind's going to split Murden away. Ultralisk low, but gets the concussive blast backwards, knocking Masquerade back from potentially invading, as that is an impale from Cattle to stall out BBJ for now.
They have so much armor. Urel with the permanent 35 too.
Rotation onto this. Hyde going for the channel, and it seems like 30k is zoned away for now as one more interrupt came out from the Sylvanas.
Yeah, during all that though, Abba is going to be able to get some soak. I mean, 30k was down a bit as they have lost a tower in the bot lane as well as a tower in the top lane. And they are able to even up the soak there as Hasselwab's on the Abathur was soaking during all of that.
Yeah, Hammer Junkrat is very strong siege comp. You just put traps near the hammer and you have to dive into them if you want to fight.
One thing to note, guys, Liam on this Urel has
it's very difficult for them to
to
dive this comp.
I like this. I like that he's making this rotates, because if Sidestep Kings get a double pumpkin, it could be a really scary situation. If they lose this bot fort, they want to delay losing this bot fort as long as they can, as they do have the mule now, right? BBJ though, oh.
That's a Varvier link. No can do Varvier. I do not click on Varvier links. You do not fool me no more. Caught before I even clicked.
And Hyde, who's just going to be dealing damage into them. They actually need to back off as BBJ is going to amp it up. That's going to be a burrow charge from the Anubrak, but not going to be able to.
You've been people caught out of your mind.
Of that weighted pustule onto Sammy for some slows, but this is hover siege mode from Ultralisk, and they're slowly.
Yeah, hover siege is the hammer power spike. This is a good push so far. Got mines and traps.
Yeah, they were able to actually kill all 3 pumpkins.
Very strong setup here.
Even though they traded a lot of HP. Maska though, Maska is gonna get double stun into Stukov silence as well.
It's good double stun into Stukov silence.
This should basically allow Ultralisk as well as Gotfilth to just throw a lot of damage into this fort, but Liam.
There's some kind of suboptimal
Looks like burrow charge is gonna miss.
play going on here for 30k.
They are just cutting out here.
Because that was like 4v4, right? It wasn't even that great.
Okay.
And their comp does not beat this comp early game. They keep trying to fight. I don't know why they keep trying to fight. Doesn't seem smart. Like Udall was saying, they should be split pushing in that comp. I don't know why they're trying to fight into the hammer Junkrat.
He was sitting there just like, no, please. But regardless,
with no real advantages, no number advantage or anything.
Sidestep Kings, as they are also going to be able to get the channel onto the altar, dealing 4 more shots into the enemy side, 28 to 36 as Ultralisk.
UK with Ultralisk level 1.
Barrage this bottom lane, or berate this bottom lane with the siege that they have applied with Sergeant Hammer.
Increased splash. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to lose the fort, which does hurt, but they have achieved level 10.
I do think ambush is better. Ambush is better for fighting. Increased splash is better for like pushing, I guess. Or is that Maelstrom? Is that Maelstrom? Or is that more splash? I think that's more splash.
Evo does not have a mech. I mean, they could potentially look for a fight here. Maybe look for a pick onto Kyocha as well. No pumpkins backers.
No splash. Yeah, splash is good at pushing because it kills the minion wave really quick. But I do think the ambush is better. That's fine. It's not bad. Splash is not bad. Some people do like splash.
Hammer still on the bot side. Kyocha is going to get stunned by Masquerade, falling a bit low here. BBJ needs to be careful of those traps as he has gotten hit by 1 or 2. And if he gets hit by a trap, it's pretty much a death sentence, assuming Anubrak is around in time to stun.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the copy pasta of Towers of Doom because we always have to bring this up. This is not a feasible trade in my opinion, and I think that what they're going to try and do is pressure top lane to force them to respond. But realistically, holding bottom lane is the best lane to hold, and we actually had an altar spawning, which is a perfect example.
Wouldn't this be better for a prolonged fight instead of a single auto boost? Depends. I mean, I don't think you're gonna get much splash value, but yeah, technically maybe. I mean, in a fight, 1 burst crit damage is just so much more valuable than like a tiny bit of splash damage on like a hero that you maybe hit. I don't think so, but like look how split the enemy team is. Who cares if you get like 30 extra damage on a Lucio when you're hitting a Muradin, you know? You'd rather have like the 200 extra damage on the guy you're trying to kill.
And they managed to get it turned around. No channel happened yet here, and they might find a kill, but the massive shove saves Muradin. Ardent Defender use Hazuab's coming in here with the clone of Sylvanas, and now
they actually just stole that fort. Wow,
go for the channel, and I think this is actually really, really well played by 30k. Regardless of them losing the shots, I think
good zoning here though.
Really smart. Yeah, I mean they're happy with that. Like giving up 1 cap for the bottom fort is big, and now they have level 7 mule for the Abathur, which means next time Sidestep Kings basically walk in those pumpkins. They should
think about hammer pick. Oh, I like the hammer pick. The hammer pick's good.
Is actually really happy with the state of the game. Yes, they're down 12 shots.
It's like targeted Abba counters.
Once they hit level 13,
definitely
16, good. 20, they're gonna have these big power spikes. Liam in the backline is going to be rotating in here. Junkrat though just has really good trap setup.
Look at these traps, dude.
Unstoppable use Boop as well. Vespertine falling low. Sound barrier going to be used. Wow, I mean Liam just taking so much damage there. The BFG did not actually connect as well. And Diva Kyocha rotating down, maybe looking for Vespertine in the rotate, looking to do some damage. And it looks like
the setup is just so good. Like that was almost a 5v4. I think they had numbers advantage there, but the traps saved us from the
The waves
5v4.
are kind of like the dust has settled a little bit. They're like, cool, I'm gonna go back and start sieging again. So Ultralist with this hover siege mode is gonna be stepping in.
This is 5-head draft?
I was quickly looking at the APM and like Ultralist has the highest APM on a Sergeant Hammer, which
Sort
is
of.
them just like
I think both drafts are even. I think blue team just played their draft wrong though.
13 to 14
And
in
I
our
mean,
levels.
I think
0
Abathur's
kills.
really
Next
strong.
altar phase will be in the mid and bottom portion of the map. We actually just got the announcement for that, so 28 seconds on that. Web rep onto BBJ. Can they find the kill? Reptire coming through.
Looks like a dead Lucio to me, most likely, right? Oh, the good Gladiators Medallion! And that's big ults used! That's Riptire, that's Cocoon as well.
Can you medallion before you get hit by Stukov Silence? Is that possible?
The Stormbolt connects into Cattle.
Why is that possible?
Can they find the kill? Riptire coming through.
You definitely can?
Lucio me, most likely, right?
That's so weird. I would have thought you would be instantly silenced because you're already on top of it.
Big ults used.
Alright.
That's Riptire, that's Cocoon as well.
That's that ping advantage, baby. Well, you already know Hyde's dead there for sure.
That I was not expecting to see as the Stormbolt connects into Cattle. Gonna see some pings for everyone rotating down, and this is gonna be everyone fighting over this objective phase. We currently have Kyocha going for the
Yeah, I guess it is in ticks. Fair enough.
With that level 7 is allowing them to move a little bit faster. We also have the Abathur Mule coming down because they can hat the Mule and poke. BBJ is gonna be interrupted by the Stukov. Just gonna try and jump in between both of these altars right now, as that's gonna be Masquerade. Dwarf tossing in. The BFT comes out from Sergeant Hammer. Azuab's on this clone is getting so much damage into Cattle. They find the kill into the Anubrak. Vesper is gonna look for a Righteous Hammer. Ardent Defender used.
Good jukes. Good jukes.
The towers, nice Righteous Hammer into Kyocha, who loses the mech, but they use their medallion and they back off as Hazuabs loses the clone.
Yeah, Anubrak dead for 20 seconds here. Godfilth.
So this is 5v4 again.
And Diva's actually going to be able to get it. Vespertine as well. They're looking for some damage.
Actually, really good stalls here. And since you're right next to your wall, this type of stalling I think is fine because you're behind traps and walls. This was too greedy, I think. It's a little bit of the because we're so far ahead. Doesn't matter. Even if we give up both these shots, it doesn't matter, right? That's a little too greedy for the 5v4. This is a really good kill. They should not have been able to get that kill.
Barely not able to get there in time, and Anubrak is walking back. Cattle, he has the Cocoon as well. This could be scary. That Stukov root, and they're able to kill the Muradin. This is going to be a 4v4. Abathur does have clone in about 20 seconds. If 30k is able to stall it out for that, that could be pretty big for them. Hyde is just going to be able to get the chance.
Kind of lucked out there because if Hammer dies there and Muradin doesn't, and he shouldn't because it's 5v3. And they have sound barrier, right? So Muradin doesn't die there, that gets a lot worse real quick.
Abathur was able to get a ton of value, pushing up this top lane, forcing Kyocha to make the rotation. They're going to get about half the fort in top. Now, we were talking about how top lane's not that important and blah, blah, blah. But if your Abathur is split pushing it and does get the fort turned around, that is still something the enemy team needs to deal with. The reason that we were noting it earlier is just basically the factor in which you're spending the time to trade a top fort for a bottom fort. That's really not worth the trade. But
and they just really want to break the hammer. It's so weird. It's like so weird that they're so desperately trying to just break the hammer comp with double silence trap and full peel instead of just split pushing. I feel like it's just not the play. It's like this is just not breakable. Very questionable the way they played the ABBA comp, I feel like.
Do they die here?
Maska jumping in here.
It's a good sound barrier.
Sammy trying to cat out, gonna be able to get the E. His team's feeling from him. Maska able to jump out. Hasuabs on the clone is actually gonna die. I mean, these teams
Kyocha is still having ping issues while he still lives in Korea, so yeah. Yeah, he is. It's not like his internet was bad one day, you know. He's on the literal other side of the world where this is being played.
Trying to jump out high though on the Stukov. Stormbolt barely gonna miss. Vesper team is gonna be.
And the technology is not quite there yet to have zero ping everywhere worldwide.
This game with those trap positioning, he's gotten a couple on Lucio, a couple on Urel, and it really is the difference maker. But Abathur in the top right, Hasuabs.
I mean, the thing is, these are good trap positionings, but blue team's just running into them. Like they're trying to force into hammer trap plus Junkrat. You know? It's like that's inevitable. You're gonna eat a trap at some point if you're trying to force into a hammer that hard.
Right there coming out from them. Really well played. Also to note for anyone
that's this was a good double stun.
There was no Ardent
Well
Defender.
played.
It's because of Sticky Wicket from level
Hard to hit on
7
Lucio too.
that Junkrat. It is a 2-second style, and if you're hit by the Steel Trap, Masquerade will clear out the web wrap. Abathur going for the channel here. Once
He's
again,
in true
Diva
8
in the
land,
bottom
true.
lane is showing. Junkrat gonna poke. Abathur only having 1,336 health as they find the Sylvanas kill. That's a clone onto the Sylvanas before.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is
Well,
showing.
this seems
Junkrat,
like tilt
it is
or
a
something.
2
I don't know.
seconds played. Also to note,
So
for
that
anyone
kill
that's
was just
wondering
really good.
why
Surprised
there
the
was no
stun
Ardent
hitting in
Defender,
the
it's
was
because
really
of
good.
Sticky Wicket from level 7 on
Now
that Junkrat. It
you're
is a
3 versus
2-second
5.
style, and if you're hit by the Steel Trap, Masquerade will clear out the
Now you're 3 versus
web
5
wrap.
and you're
Abathur going
chunked
for the
AF.
channel here. Once again, Diva in the bottom lane
3
is
versus
showing.
4. I
Junkrat
guess you
gonna
see
poke.
Diva
Abathur
bottom.
only having
Maska.
I don't know.
1,336 health as they find
That's
the
probably just
Sylvanas
tilt.
kill. That's a clone onto
That's kind of
the
monkey.
Sylvanas before they went down. So they do have Hazuabs getting that damage, but they do respawn this left-hand side over here, and it seems like this will be a 1-for-2 trade
Doesn't
in favor
seem
for the
like that
side
fight is
of
ever winnable
Sidestep Kings,
for
but
blue team
Sidestep
there.
Kings will be dealing 10 damage to the 3 damage they are taking from the opposing team.
Yeah, I mean, all they need is 10 more, and it looks like it's only going to be 6 more needed as they are going to be getting the boss here. 30K's only hope, I think, is to get level 20. They need the double hat. They need the double symbiote. But, I mean, this game is looking very difficult for them so far.
What's up, Smutty? Thank you for the 11. Welcome back.
They underestimated the power of the hammer. But Kyocha could be a bit in a scary situation here. Cattle, though, rotating in. Diva gonna be falling low. They don't have Sylv, though. They don't have very much damage. They also don't have that good of a clone target. Vesper team trying to kite out, and it looks like 30K is just gonna be able to make that full retreat, but they really need to get level 20. They need that level 20 because these team fights are not going well for them, or they need to look for a pick of some kind. Masquerade.
They actually almost come back though. They get like some miracle fights. This is a really good flank by Liam, but he walked into the trap in the bush again. If he got that W off, this fight could have been bad.
Find anyone with that high very low is going to be able to get a healing push off onto themselves, but they are silenced and they aren't going to. Oh, they got traded out. So it's going to be Sylvanas for the
1-for-1.
Oh my God, this is going to be Sylvanas for
This fight's so monkey giga.
So very low as well. BBJ trying to find the kill into the
Everyone's just walking around with 1 HP, dude.
Because the burrow charge
Monkey giga.
underneath their tower. This is going to be shots on a Masquerade, which reduces the.
Oh, if that's not hit.
But it doesn't connect.
Good play by BBJ there.
Masquerade gets the dwarf toss away. Vespers out with the avenging wrath, and it's a 2-for-1 in favor for Sidestep Kings. But they want these.
Hard for you to watch. Is there a desire to play?
They get them cleared out. Masquerade.
There's always some. There's always some.
Not for 32.
But it's not that hard for me to watch. I mean,
2 heroes dead.
Insanely played from 30K right there.
This is big. This is big.
Yeah,
they get a level
play.
20 team fight, and they might be able to get the top right cap. They need to make sure and secure top left, though. Okay,
living vicariously.
I mean, they may potentially look for this. I don't know if
Yeah.
they actually want to fight this.
It is
cap.
still
I
our
would
team
like to see them just
that's
take
playing.
bottom forts. Like you just want level 20. Like it's gonna be impossible to take.
This is
into a
good
jumper
too.
hammer. This feels like
When
a,
you
know,
when
a
you got
bad
double
jump
trap
play
and you're under your
if
towers here,
like,
this is pretty
I don't
safe.
like
So
this. I
stalling
want
this
to
is
see
great.
them back off. Oh.
Yeah, it feels like the other team is
Stukov back, a Nubrak back in 8.
pretty desperate trying to actually get this cap against the Junkrat hammer. Diva.
It up and speed right out of there as Hyde gets the channel. So Sylvanas was trying to clear things out in bottom lane. It won't
They didn't
happen,
die
and they
though,
will
so
still take
no harm done, I
5
guess.
shots of
It was
damage.
worth a shot for them.
1
They did have
HP
man
to
advantage.
25, but you and I were saying at the start of this game, it's Towers of Doom. This is still literally anyone's map. And I know that's a big sentence to say. And people are like, Bahamut, really? This is why you're hard stuck in gold 5. I believe that there is always a chance to turn things around. And this is the first time we're seeing 20 to 20 in talent tier fight. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I mean, level 20 really big for the side of 30K. They have Bossa Nova, which means they're going to have more sound barriers. Double hat from Hivemind, Rewind, Blink on Sylvanas.
Hivemind power spike reached now. It's pretty OP.
The URL, really big level 20 talent. Spike, Riptire, though, as well as Rewind, going to be big. Both teams posturing in the bot lane here. Top fort is going to fall. Hasu is slowly pressuring that with his Locusts. And that'll be nice for them to take. Maska jumping in here. Tide pushing him back, though.
Good shove.
They have to be afraid of this Stukov silence. Oh, Urel falling low. Gonna force out the Ardent Defender. Stukov silence as well, but Maska jumping in onto Hyde.
Ooh, the double stun on the Stukov. That was well played.
Cocoon is gonna go on the Lucio, but they're gonna be able to get him out. Vesper team, Riptide.
Very well played there.
Maska needs to be a bit careful there. BBJ, can you save him? The boop, but he is gonna be able to jump out. Ultralist. This looks disastrous for Sidestep Kings. That's 2 dead. How many more are they gonna get? Kyocha. That
was just really good Meriden play because they killed the Diva mech and then he jumped on Hyde as the mech was like You would normally imagine he would try to kill D.Va there, so it's like some misdirection going on. Caught high dive guard, I'm sure.
They're easily gonna actually get. They're gonna get 10 shots off for here. They're gonna get the fort. They got bottom back. They're gonna
Caught everyone off guard. Good, really good misdirection there.
Clone is up and available if they really want to step in on the side of Sidestep Kings and lose out. But Abathur fully pushing the top lane with the hat is going to be able to. Do they have burrow up and available? I didn't check. They do. They can actually literally burrow to the point. No, they're just going to slither their way onto that one. Yes, sorry. I was now looking over here. Let's see at the engagement on the mid lane. Abathur holding. Abathur's waiting. Hazu is actually going to hat them up and have them burn through this tower faster, so they get 6 shots instead of the 5, taking them down to 14. And 30K is looking for the barrage.
They almost made the comeback here too. This is pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. That's a good Riptire location, so you don't get like randomly murdered and jumped on. Could have hit one more hero with that Riptire probably, but this is a pretty good base defense. Last spell tower, you definitely need to defend this.
Amping it up, and I think they'll be absolutely fine for now.
Yeah, I mean, but the game is pretty much evened up at this point. I mean, 1 to 14, it's not fully even, but I feel like 30K, now that they've achieved level 20, are pretty happy. Sorry, Baha, I'm sweating bullets right now. My team's at 1 shots, you know what I'm saying? It's getting intense. They're looking for the invade.
You'd all super living vicariously right now. He's in there. He's in this game. Monkey.
For Sidestep Kings, but 30K will probably they do. You're right. They do it. It's in the bushes. BBJ is actually, they're taking the win condition off the map, and I like this. This is a smart call. They can see the enemy team in bottom lane is dealing with the sapper camp. They can at least count 3 to 4, and they know that the D.Va's in mid lane clearing out that. So they have vision of the
this
entire
is good.
enemy team.
You want to take the boss here.
Safe call for 30K. I really like this. Takes a win condition off the map and pushes them closer to a win condition. I mean, just literally like 4 minutes ago, it was 1 to 25, and we are looking at 1 to 10.
So you have the setup again.
This is a very close one.
With the double trap hammer. Have a tap here as well, so this is a very strong setup.
If they win this fight in a convincing fashion, they could potentially 6-cap level 22 to 21, 21 minutes.
Towers always comes down to like the last shot, dude. The last team fight. Towers is always so crazy.
Is going to be here for the side of our red team. They're actually going to get bought back by Vester because they don't want them to be sitting in those bushes. Masquerade going for the channel right now will be interrupted by the Junkrat and the Anubrak. Mule's coming down from the Abathur, and that's going to give them a hat potential.
Yeah, the Muradin going for the channel is weird. Don't think that's ever gonna
maybe even chase them out, but that's gonna be Got Filth, who
work.
take the bait, and they burn through the Hazuop's clone, which
you'd imagine it would be like
that's a very long cooldown, and this is I don't know about
I guess they're all just scared. Maybe they're scared of a noob going on them. Doesn't matter if Muradin gets gone on. Maybe they were just baiting. It might just be a bait channel. I mean, that sounds like way too stupid for them to actually think they'll get it. They're probably just baiting with it. Trying to bait the red team in to cancel channel and then jump on them. Good sound barrier. Good D.Va mech. Oh, another root. Another root. Another root.
This looks disastrous for 30K.
Thank God for chasing traps.
Liam, he's got to walk in here. Ultralisk just chunking everyone down. Sammy looking
Good
to
barrel.
do some damage. Forced to use the Gladiator's Medallion. Sammy, can you turn it around? I don't know if he's going to be able to. Cattle, 3 heroes dead. A disaster for 30K. Up 2 games, and they're actually going to get reverse swept by Sidestep Kings.
BBJ trying to be like Hyde. Yeah, it's so hard to.
Baha, what a series.
Same. It's so hard to like. Dude, at least your traps with a hammer.
The BN.
They delayed the cap so they
Grandpa down. Grandpa down.
That's the
Grandpa
full
down.
5 wipe, and that is going to be game number 5 on Towers of Doom to Sidestep Kings. They will take the series in a 3-2 fashion. GG.
Pretty hype show match. Pretty hype series. Big pogs.
Do I get the 10 subs or nah?
Hella said that. Hella said that. Alright, GG's.